You might have great manners, but are you making these etiquette mistakes? Hey guys, my name is Debbie and you're welcome back to Debbie's Hive. You're welcome back to Debbie's Hive. So this is the part 2 of our etiquette series. Like I said in my last video, I decided to break it up into 2 parts because I wanted a video dedicated to table manners, which I think is extremely important, and I wanted a separate video dedicated to like etiquette mistakes we might be making without knowing. So in this video, we're going to explore all of that. I will talk about etiquette rules in different settings, ranging from public places, professional, digital, different areas of your life. So now let's get into the video. 1, conversation and social interactions. Now I understand interrupting people while they are speaking is so normalized. It's something I'm guilty of. Like, I'm actively trying to not interrupt when I'm having a conversation. It may not be your intention, but indirectly you're trying to tell this person what you have to say is more important than whatever is coming out of their mouth. So the best thing to do is to practice active listening, or if there's something you want to say, you wait till there's like a natural pause in the conversation. But if what you have to say is incredibly important, you want to make sure you use softeners. You want to say something like, "Oh, sorry to jump in, please can I interrupt you, or can I quickly say something?" Now what this does is, 1, it lets the person know that, okay, you actually respect the fact that I'm talking right now. Secondly, you're taking permission. Thirdly, you're also letting me know that once you're done with this one point thing you have to say, I can get back to whatever it was I was saying. Secondly, ignoring personal space. You have no business standing too close to someone when you are, especially when that person is not your friend or your family member. Respect personal distance. Ideally, you should be an arm's length away from whoever you're talking to. And of course, you don't want to be touching people without their consent. There was this video between Doja Cat and the fan. That is why I would always say, when you are interacting with someone, you want to pay attention to the person's body language. So when you meet someone, the person is extending his or her hands for a handshake, there is no reason for you to now insist on hugging them. If the person comes with this, "Oh, I want to hug you," then you can reciprocate with that. But if you're not sure, just keep it professional. A simple handshake will do. And also during social interaction, especially when you are the common link in the group, it falls on you to introduce everybody to each other. If you don't do it, things are awkward. And of course, only you cannot speak to 5 persons. So when you get there, just introduce everybody to each other. Then they can start conversation. I don't know if a lot of people don't know this or they just ignore it, but whispering or having private conversations in group settings is rude. Although I understand when you are the one doing it, it may feel good. You just feel like, oh, you're with your friends, you guys are talking about something. But when you're invited somewhere and you're supposed to be doing group activities, to be in another corner with your gang, it just shows a lack of etiquette. It makes the people around you feel uncomfortable because it's like, oh, what are they talking about? Why are they giggling? Are they talking about me? Are they not talking about me? So when you're invited in a group setting, like if you want to hang out with your girls, if you want to gossip, do it at a separate time, not when you've been invited for a public event and then you are in one corner doing your own little meeting. It just shows a lack of class. Third, it's also rude to not address people by their names, especially when they've told you their names. I know sometimes you may forget, but this is a reminder for you to make a conscious decision to respond. Because even you to think about it, the way you respond to someone who calls your name and the way you respond to someone who is just talking to you as if they don't know who you are or they don't care about who you are is different. So you want to make sure you're addressing people by their names, and not just addressing them by their names. You want to make sure you're addressing them the way they want to be addressed. We also have digital and communication etiquette, and top on my list for communication etiquette is ghosting. Sometimes you actually have good reasons for ghosting someone, but it doesn't make it okay. Sometimes you're busy, sometimes you forget to respond, and for me, ghosting is not really the issue. Where we're going to have a problem is when you ghost me and then you want to come back and act like you did not ghost me. That is when we're going to fight. So even if you ghost someone, maybe you genuinely forgot to respond or you were just busy, overwhelmed and swamped with work, the best thing for you to do when you eventually reach out to that person is to apologize for the ghosting, not to act like the ghosting did not happen. But generally, ghosting is rude. If you're sent a message, try as much as possible to respond within 24 to 48 hours instead of just, outrightly ignoring the person. This extends even to like invitations. When you're invited to an event, especially events where you have to RSVP, you want to make sure you respond promptly within 24 to 48 hours, just so the person would know if maybe they should give your slot to someone else. Imagine having an event for 50 people and then you don't respond until it's like 1 week to the event. It's just going to cause confusion for your host. So when you're invited somewhere and you need to RSVP, make sure you respond immediately. And also for digital etiquette, especially in professional settings, you want to avoid using slangs, improper grammar, all caps lock. Sending a message with capital letter from beginning to the end is rude. It just sounds like you're shouting at the person, like you're screaming at the top of your voice. So instead of doing that, you want to use small letters and of course capital letters when necessary. But typing a message in full caps lock is a no. For professional and public behavior, I want to start by saying your colleagues are not your friends. You may be lucky enough to have 1 or 2 friends in your workspace. The office is not the best place for you to talk about your family problems or your financial issues. Even if you want to have that conversation with your colleagues that are your friends, you can have that conversation outside the office. But doing it at work, it's also a lack of etiquette for you to be on speakerphone or use a loud voice in public. I remember one time I was traveling and there was this girl at the back of the vehicle. She was on the phone. I don't know who she was talking to, but basically she was talking about her roommate. Her roommate doesn't bring money for them to cook. Her roommate doesn't clean the house. Her roommate doesn't do this, do this, do that. And from the conversation, you could clearly tell that this is not a conversation she has had with the said roommate. This is not the right place for this conversation because first of all, you are letting all of us in on your personal business. If you're in a public space, we don't need to know the movie you're watching. We don't need to hear the music you're listening to. We don't need to hear your conversation. If you're on the phone, keep your voice at a minimal, normal tone where people far from you cannot hear what you're saying. Forgetting to say please and thank you is also a lack of etiquette. The security man who opens the door for you, the sales rep who attends to you, when you say thank you, it shows gratitude and it also shows that you're not entitled to whatever is being done for you. It just shows that you're cultured and you have proper manners. Also, looking at your phone while someone is having a conversation with you is rude, and if you're guilty of doing that, you want to stop. So you guys, these are I think these are the less common etiquette rules, but if there are others which I missed out on, please drop a comment letting us know. So you guys, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching this video till the end. I do have a long day planned, so I tried to just run through everything I had to say as quickly as I could so I can get started on my day. But yeah, thanks for watching this video to the end. I'll see you in my next one, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next week. Bye guys.